Let's play
0-0-2.
pickleball, Michelle.
Parenteau so good with that flick down the line on Pat Smith. That's what obviously sets her apart.
The difference there is it was not down the line. As Pat Smith was looking for it down the line, she brought it across his body. So smart location from Parenteau there.
Tyson McGuffin carves out the extreme angle.
And the thing for Pisnik is cross-court dinking. She has been very good in this tournament, but Catherine Parenteau is a different opponent in those roles of the forehand. She is so good at it and keeping it with pace.
Second serve.
You always wonder how first time on championship court for a gold medal match do people play. Got a lot of tennis experience to draw from.
Oh, Parenteau with such good defense, just couldn't find it at the end of the point.
And look at Pat Smith with a lob there. Very well done.
0-1-1.
Pat Smith fully healthy for the first time in a while, except for last night. Dive into that in just a moment.
Second serve.
Into the net for him. He's dealing with some hip issues during the season.
Yes.
Felt like that has
0-1-2.
subsided.
And his play and that ability to bend, to move, Michelle just is a totally different player, obviously. He and DJ Young took out the Johns brothers, just has played magnificent pickleball over the last couple of months.
Point.
Good attack from Catherine Parenteau. And in mixed doubles, she is such a fun partner to have because she has that ability to snipe down the line on the guys ahead of her.
And dig a, you know, the dude sometimes pull the trigger on the wrong ball, and she is there to clean up the mess. And these two, especially McGuffin and
3-0-1.
Parenteau, they'll make you have to hit 7 winners on a point.
Point.
Pisnik looking to speed it up on McGuffin.
(4-0-1).
What a dig, to your point, by Catherine Parenteau on the backhand.
That time she cleaned up her own mess, you know, got the Swiffer out, and unbelievable defense. Sometimes when you are the one that creates the problem, you at least have an expectation of where that
5-0-1.
reply might be, and this is a wonderful start for Parenteau and McGuffin.
Second serve.
Saw Connor Garnett in the players lounge as I ran out to center just to check on the start time of this, and I was like, you want another 5-gamer here, don't you, buddy? He just nodded his head. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah, he will play McGuffin in singles after the women's doubles match that will follow this one.
Side out.
Sometimes just getting rid of that 0 can just settle you into a gold medal match. So let's see if
0-5-1.
Pisnik and Smith can get that done here.
Point.
And they can. And, you know, Pisnik is a player that is
1-5-1.
on the rise. You started hearing more and more about her, and her ability to play the midcourt and the soft game is usually the hardest thing for tennis players, and hers is on point.
Second serve.
I talked to her about that transition from tennis to pickleball, and she said it actually hasn't been much different for her in the preparation process, and asked her how she found the sport just recreationally. It's like mini tennis to her. Got hooked and addicted, as we all have, and now she's
out just smashing winners on center court in a gold medal match. Yeah, she and Martin Emmerich have done a lot of work, and they've put in the time too, Michelle, on the court down in Florida.
Long for Smith. Fascinating background for Pisnik as well. Her father, Boris, is a former Slovenian national team soccer player and was a soccer coach for many years. Her mom is an economic technician.
5-2-1.
She's the former world number 29 in tennis. That is not an easy feat.
Second serve.
No, and just getting better and better, and, you know, it's awesome to be able to come out here 42 years old and show that you are right there with the best players in the world, and also able to dodge attacks like that. And McGuffin and Parenteau are usually very under control. You've seen Parenteau miss a couple of third drives. McGuffin certainly has the advantage of having already played today, but I think now 7 points into this, everybody is in good shape there. It's going to be McGuffin being able to grind out 3 matches is the question.
Second serve. Two, 5-2. Oh, right foot.
Oh, fault called on Tyson McGuffin on the pushback.
So you usually hear left foot because for a right-handed player because you rotate to hit an overhead, but he went for the backhand overhead, so he rotated the other direction, and the right foot is what's called on the push-off.
Pat Smith taking advantage of a pop-up chance.
Just great response here. Down 5-0. It looked like Parenteau and McGuffin were in cruise, and now within 1. And
4-5-2.
Really like the fact that they are able to get into their game.
Side out.
This is when you want to get after McGuffin and Parenteau when they aren't maybe perfectly sharp starting out of game number 1.
Parenteau on the attack.
Second serve.
Good miss from Pat Smith because that one was well out.
Yes. Had a little chat with the crowd about the swing and the miss there, but no penalty for swinging and missing as long as you don't touch the ball.
5-4-2.
That's a replay because it never hit the deck again.
Post.
So that center post is a replay. If the ball bounces and then doesn't bounce a second time, so you see the bounce, and then
from that side.
It's got to hit a second time on the ground or it's a do-over. So the trough saves McGuffin as he's smiling and chatting with Pat. Delay for the German to tie his shoes back there.
This is the third final together this season for Parenteau and McGuffin.
Point.
Yeah, McGuffin only has one other gold medal in mixed doubles, Michelle. So this would mean a lot to him.
6-4-2.
I was with Callie Smith, a Utah native, at the Texas Open back in 2021.
Yep.
It's been some time.
A lot of those are going to the same two people every week, in Ben and Annalise. So this is an opening here. Neither of those players in this draw. And no one remembers that next year when we talk about who won what. So this is when you want to get out the door.
Pat Smith condensing his counterattacks.
His hands are remarkable, and I see that Tina Pisnik has even learned the pickleball willpower on her dinks sometimes, willing it over.
5-6-1.
Even picking up the little nuances, and got her name right there on the shirt.
Tyson McGuffin closing in, pushing Pisnik back on her heels. Second serve forced.
Got the name on the back of the shirt as well, the Tina Pisnik official. We agree with you. It's you.
5-6-2.
Catherine Parenteau jams up Pat Smith.
Yeah, and that's the difference. If that ball gets on the ground, she will not risk going into the hands of Pat Smith, but in the air, she certainly will.
6-5-1.
Just shy.
Second
Gonna
serve.
roll that one over. McGuffin will take back the second serve.
6-5-2.
Pat Smith.
Side out.
Saw there
39
Pat
years old.
Smith trying to gut his way through this one.
39 and still at the top of his game. Finally playing pain-free, he says, for the first time in a while. Winning his secondary. He's just happy to be out there without any nagging
5-6-1.
injuries.
And without that nagging right sleeve.
I get the scoop on why that is.
It's the winter soldier.
Second serve.
It's just something that sets him apart. I'm sure there's a flow of the right arm reason somehow, but
superstition.
Yeah.
Side out.
Couple of big opportunities missed there. Pisnik does such a nice job of redirecting a attack at her to the less dangerous player cross court. She did that a lot yesterday, and she very easily could have been into the women's final as well. She was up a game in 5-0 against Elise Jones and Callie Smith with Andrea Coop.
Good defense by McGuffin, but how about Pisnik reading the play and getting the earning?
That's the key. It's the read that's so good. So what a great inside out, but then Pisnik and smart. Like, you got to take, you don't have to jump the whole thing and risk your footwork. So many smart decisions from Pisnik there, and a smart leave from Pat Smith as he was trying to protect Pisnik coming across the court. So we have another battle on our hand here. It is 2.5 hours into the day, and we're in game 1 of the second match.
Pat Smith wins the hands battle on Parenteau. Tie game.
He will welcome that all day long. If Catherine wants to get involved in that, he has that hand speed and it's compact, and then when he gets a real good look at when he can pull it across court as he did there, surprising McGuffin.
Point.
The point perfectly constructed by Pisnik and Smith, taking their first lead of the match so far.
It was 5-0, Michelle, but you know, these two have played a couple tournaments together, and they played
7-6-1.
beautiful complementary pickleball, as we saw on that Ernie.
Second serve.
His second serve, asked Pat Smith what he liked about playing with Pisnik, and he says the positive energy that she brings to the table. Thrives on having fun. Says she's a boss lady. Big finish for McGuffin. Need to find another gear here.
They're going to call timeout and think about how to shift gears here, because that cruising 5-0 lead is long lost, and they got to find their best stuff now.
Tina Pisnik and Pat Smith. Just how you drew it up, right, Dave?
That's the way they drew it up, that's for sure. You know, we'll play some of it on Thursday. We'll play more of it on Friday. We'll play on Saturday.
Point.
And I think Pisnik and Smith winning this game is absolutely critical for those two. Because McGuffin, just think of the emotional roller coaster for him. I mean, you gut out a 5-game thriller. You're running around, you're slamming into Ignatowicz, high-fiving fans, and then you're starting at 0-0 again in another one that's equally as important.
Good predicament to have.
Indeed.
Fade away from Parenteau.
And what a nice timeout on offense here, Michelle. They called timeout, settle it down. Hey, we're not playing our best stuff. Let's find it now, and boy, have they.
9-7-1.
And you saw Pisnik on the left there as unwinding the stack has been a bit of a problem here, and
timeout
boy,
receivers.
it felt like
10-7-1.
Court here at the Tournament of Champions presented by Vulcan, and Captain Parenteau and Tyson McGuffin found a way to recover a 4-point lead in game point. In game one, best 3 out of 5 games to 11, win by 2.
10-7-2.
Oh, I think it caught.
Point.
Looking for validation. There was no out call, that's for sure.
No, for sure, there was a paddle tap. There wasn't. I think it's good.
Look at the. Too. Wow.
Look at the spin on that. Now, what they can do.
You can't challenge it. There's no call made. The ball is in. You can't challenge your own in call. You can challenge the end ruling.
So McGuffin's like, I'm not going through all this shenanigans, so just take it. And Pisnik's coming up to tap paddles and appreciating what I think is the right call. So good sportsmanship from Pisnik and McGuffin, and a couple of game points are saved.
Missed chance for Smith.
Yeah, so now Parenteau's changing her location, so high up on the shoulder there.
7,
just
10, 2.
has Smith at a little different spot, and he swats that down into the net that time.
Tyson McGuffin goes straight ahead.
Just continues to get all the net cords. There he goes. Got a bunch of them in game 5.
When does that even out? Another game point.
10, 7, 1.
Wow, McGuffin takes over and steals game 1 off of an unrelenting offensive pursuit.
Waters and Ben Johns were going for it. Well, guess what? These two can get it done today if they run out the door undefeated.
Nice play from Pat Smith.
Nice adjustment, because earlier in the match he covered line. Parenteau brought it back across his body. That time he set up to cover that with the forehand. So again, these players are so smart and used to having to make those changes.
Point.
Pat Smith, a smart cookie, graduated with majors in pre-med, German, and liberal arts with a minor in business, German, out of Munich,
1-0-1.
Germany, and a master's degree in business administration.
Second serve.
Casually playing pickleball on the side.
That's the thing, like some of these players that still have full-time jobs
1-0-2.
versus these other players that are out there grinding third shot practice for hours. And hi,
Point.
I'm Tyson, my hand's in the cookie jar, and Pat Smith caught him. And Tina's trying to get the crowd behind them. She's like, enough cheering for Tyson right now. That's a beautiful shot from Pat Smith there, held it on the paddle and then just roped it into the open spot.
Side out.
And a 2-point lead for Pisnik and Smith as Parenteau and McGuffin are in the side out. Oh, Tyson McGuffin throws in the lob.
Gets tagged for it, but gets the point, so he gets everything. He lobbed it, he got nailed with a great overhead from Pat Smith, and he gets the point because Pat Smith pushed off. We'll take a look at that from the side view. Oh, just barely.
Point.
A lot of footfall calls today. AJ Kohler in some really tough spots in the first match of the day. And that's the other advantage, Michelle, of a lob beyond the getting your partners off the kitchen line, is you will get those fault calls in tournaments. Not a lot of footfall calls on overheads in rec play.
Parenteau finds the baseline on a speed-up chance that Pat Smith gets out of the way of.
That's just a tremendous shot from Parenteau, as Pisnik was toe-to-toe there with Catherine Parenteau and let one just get a little deep into the kitchen, and that's just nice sorcery from Catherine right there.
Side out.
And Pisnik returns the favor.
So good. Tina Pisnik came out of the radar this season in season 1, picked up by the Ranchers for Major League Pickleball, then became a first-round pick in the challenger level this year for California. Just long there, and our partner Pat Smith picked up by the Seattle Pioneers.
Yes, he was.
Who's responsible
We hate
for
that Brandon French is a scratch due to injury, but happy to have Pat on that team and in Major League Pickleball where he belongs. He's a terrific player and great sportsman. People love watching him. So yeah, all 4 players here will be competing in Atlanta in September. How many times is McGuffin going to hit the net and have it go over? It's unbelievable.
It's really playing with fire on his fate with the pickleball gods.
Connor Garnett's like, look, it went 5. Every net cord is going over for McGuffin. Let the world reset itself later this afternoon in my favor. He will be playing McGuffin in singles.
Speed up chance on the tape, and that's a little bit of karma for Tyson McGuffin.
Yes.
No other way to say it.
There's one. Yeah, the other, question about the rust versus rust with Catherine Parenteau is long day ahead, a very well-conditioned athlete, but when you're jumping back into the fray, you can't recreate the pressure and the heat and the competition. So less games played, probably the better. Not that I've ever seen her struggling on a championship Sunday with that part of her game, but take the break, see where you're at.
First ever appearance in a PPA final for Tina Pisnik.
Oh, the bird overhead.
Second serve.
Look out, Catherine. I'm telling you, look out.
She almost took the brunt of this battle. Very careful.
And just that quickly, tape McGuffin winner. Of course, that went off Parento's paddle, but again, this is where, the beginning of the other match, the game 1, back and forth a little bit. Pisnik and Smith got ahead, and then these two called a timeout and took off. See if they can get it going with their matching Skechers shoes
just
there.
Thinking that. Love the matching Skechers. Oh, fault called on McGuffin.
Second serve.
Wow. I mean, the fault call. This is for a championship day, in this case Saturday.
3-2-2.
People have got to watch their Skechers.
A lot of those fault calls. We're only 2 matches in.
Timeout, receivers. Four, two.
Pat Smith.
Side out.
Owns the point.
Yeah, beautiful combination there from Pat, and that's that power and precision, but you've got to be able to bend and get down, and that's just what he was not able to do last year. That hip injury.
that point. Tina Pisnik there for the fist bump.
Yeah, and the ability to defend to set them up for that opportunity. And you know, Pat loves being healthy again. I know he had a fall last night that he's trying to fight through in a match that you called, Michelle.
Yeah, he says he's not 100%. The rest of his body is pain-free, though, so that's good. But he was not going to deny Tina Pisnik her first shot at a gold medal and said he would do whatever it takes to gut it out today. Seems unfazed at the moment.
Point. I did not see it.
Pat says I saw it. That's hilarious. Yeah,
4-4-2.
I saw it. We haven't heard much German from him, which is usually good news. He usually is happy in English and
I'll recall the score.
Cussy in German. So
Cussy and fussy.
4-4-2.
So Parenteau keeps going inside out into the body of Smith when Pisnik leaves the dink just up a little bit.
4-4-1. Point.
This one Smith wants back. A 1-point edge goes back to the 4-seed Parenteau and McGuffin.
Second serve.
Got Parenteau tighten up the Skechers off screen here. There she is.
McGuffin and Parenteau looking for their first gold medal together in mixed doubles. As you mentioned, Annalie Waters and Ben Johns have typically stood in their way from achieving that goal, so this would be a massive milestone for them. Late night here till 10:30 last night, taking down Jessie Irvin and Riley Newman in the semis. That was the #1 seed. Pat Smith called it wide on Tina Pisnik's line.
And there's not a soul in the world that is going to question if Pat calls it wide. He is one of the most fair and generous that you will see.
Timeout, servers.
And
4-5-1.
Pisnik, Pat Smith.
David from Bountiful, the Tyson twin.
David from Bountiful.
Point.
Bountiful man. And what a find from Pisnik down the line on McGuffin. Tie game. First server is Pisnik.
5-5-1.
Love that serve coming up through the kitchen cam there.
Tyson McGuffin strikes first. Pat Smith, not the shot he wanted on the deflection.
Yep. Paddle face was
5-5-2.
a little bit open for that contact. Sails well deep. Oh my, look at these digs from Pisnik. Oh no, and then misses that one.
Side out.
She can't believe that's the one she missed in the sequence. still smiles, though.
You can see how much fun these two are having.
Yeah.
You want to know why they're here? They're playing great, but they're enjoying each other on the court, and that goes a long way, Michelle.
Point. Six, 5-1.
That's just ridiculous from Parenteau. Behind you, I mean, come on.
She's so good. So fun to watch. We missed her the last couple of months.
Yes.
7-5-1.
And Pat Smith's been caught a couple times in the switch here, and trying to hit volleys on the run. That time he tried for a very heroic cross-court volley. So missed a couple here.
Point. 8-5-1. Point.
3, so they're going to have a chat about whether we're going to stay or switch here for sure, just because they've gotten caught. So you got to return better, and they are still going to switch here. But if I'm the opponent, I am driving it to where they're running. Unless you hit a great return like that. Well done, Pat.
Oh no, Pat Smith says as he sends that one well out.
Yeah, and that's the pro level. You don't see balls around the face, you know, hit off the paddle there. So Pat apologized immediately, just didn't make good contact there. Never up around the head area there.
Tyson McGuffin
11-5.
finishes up game 2. An 11-5 finish. Pisnik